All right, let's get right into it. The world of academia, it's this high stakes global marketplace. If you're a PhD student or even a seasoned professor, finding the right university, that's not just a job hunt. It's a move that can define your entire career. And for the universities, well, they're all trying to attract the best talent from around the world to stay on top. But what if the very map everyone is using to navigate this huge market is, well, almost completely blank? Think about it. On one side, you've got these brilliant scholars trying to show how good they are and find a home where their research can really take off. And on the other side, you have deans and hiring committees desperately trying to find the best minds, no matter where they are in the world. And here's the huge problem. Both sides are pretty much flying blind. It's this massive matching problem where everyone's just guessing, trying to make sense of all these different signals in a giant global system. So how do we usually solve this? For years, the answer has been global university rankings. We lean on them for everything, to figure out who has a good reputation, to signal quality, and to make these life-altering career decisions. But there's a massive fundamental flaw here. For the vast majority of universities on this planet, these rankings are completely and utterly broken. And I mean, just look at this. This slide really shows you the stark reality. The major research rankings that you always see in the headlines, they only focus on a tiny little elite group of schools. We're talking maybe 5% of the world's institutions. That leaves a staggering 95%, effectively invisible on the world stage. All of their research, all of their quality, it's just left completely unrecognized. This quote really just hits the nail on the head. It's not just that these schools are unranked, it's worse. The system is actively sending a message that they do not count. And that has this huge ripple effect, right? It hurts their ability to attract talent, to build their reputation, and to even be part of the global conversation. To really get why these rankings fail so badly, we kind of have to take a step back and look at the basic rules of communication in any market. And the researchers behind this new system, well, they turned to a really powerful idea to figure out what was going on. And that idea is called signaling theory. Basically, it's all about how you can send a believable message about your quality when the other person can't see it directly. You can think of it like a checklist for any good signal, whether it's a university ranking, a diploma on a wall, or even a peacock's flashy tail. For a signal to actually work, it has to meet some really specific criteria. So, for a signal to be effective, it has to pass 4 big tests. First, signal fit. It has to actually accurately reflect quality. Second, signal observability. Pretty much everyone needs to be able to see it and understand what it means. Third, signal cost. It's got to be hard for low-quality players to fake it. Like how hard it is to actually earn a PhD. And finally, signal scope. It needs to cover the entire market, not just a tiny little piece of it. And when you hold up traditional rankings against these rules, oh man, they fail on every single point. The fit is terrible, because they often rank the whole university, meaning a fantastic business school could get dragged down by other departments. Observability is low. How do you compare a top school in Brazil to one in Germany using their national systems? The cost is just unfair. If you're not an English-speaking school, you have all these extra hurdles to jump over. And the scope? Well, as we just saw, it's a disaster. Okay, so if the old map is broken, what's the alternative? The really cool thing is these researchers didn't just point out the problem, they actually built a solution. They created a brand new tool designed from the ground up to be fair, transparent, and a truly global signaling system. And the difference is just night and day. The old rankings give you these rigid top 100 league tables from just a handful of countries with scoring methods that are often a total black box. The Global Research Performance System, or GRP, is a transparent, user-driven database. It's not a league table, it's the raw data that lets you make your own informed decisions. And the scale of this new map is just huge. The GRP system puts over 3,352 institutions on the map, giving them, many for the very first time, a way to send a clear signal about their research. And it's not just about having more schools. It is a truly global footprint, covering 127 different countries. This just shatters the old geographical barriers that have kept so much of the world's academic talent completely hidden from view. So how does it all work? Well, the GRP system is built on this really simple but powerful metric called visibility-adjusted volume. It starts with a number of articles a school publishes in a specific list of 149 top-tier journals. Then, it weights each of those articles by the journal's 5-year impact factor. It's an elegant way to capture both the quantity of research and its quality, or at least its visibility in the scientific world. It's totally transparent and data-driven.
Okay, so this is great. We have a new, much better map, but what does this actually mean for people in the real world? Who really wins now that all this information is out there?
Well, pretty much everybody. For scholars and PhD students, they can now get a realistic picture of a potential employer and, at the same time, signal the quality of their own training. For academic managers, like deans, it's this incredible tool for making smart international hires and showing off their school's research muscle. And for the universities themselves, it's finally a way to cut through all the noise and attract the amazing global talent they need to grow. This data also uncovers things we just couldn't see before. For example, it shows that while North America produces over half of all general management research, its share of more specialized international business research is way smaller, only about 36%. This tells us that some fields are way more global and decentralized than the old rankings ever let on. The center of gravity is shifting, and the GRP system is the first tool that lets us actually see it happening. So ultimately, this new map does more than just add a few new dots. It forces us to completely rethink what a high-performing university even is. That old obsession with a fixed top 100 list, it's quickly becoming a thing of the past. And this right here is the biggest takeaway. In a huge, diverse, global market, excellence isn't absolute, it's relative. The GRP data proves that what's considered top-tier performance in Ireland is totally different from what's top-tier in Hong Kong. By just giving us the raw data, the system allows for a much smarter, more context-aware way of looking at quality. We're moving away from that simplistic, one-size-fits-all model for good. And so that leaves us with this really fascinating question. For decades, we've been laser-focused on this tiny, tiny sliver of the academic world. Now that we have a map that actually shows us the other 95%, what are we about to find? What hidden gems, what emerging powerhouses, and what new scientific breakthroughs have been waiting just out of sight? The landscape of global talent is so much richer and more amazing than we ever imagined.